Hello, BookTube. I made another book haul today. Um, Went out. We had snow last night. Not like folks in other part of the country are getting it, but it's been pretty cold here, and there's snow on the ground, so it's not unusual for Vermont, right? Not this time of year. So I went to listen. Charity shop I usually go to. They've really improved the layout. And the shelves and the organization, but the prices haven't gone up. They're $1 no matter what you get. So I think I got 15 things, maybe 16. So I spent 15 or 16 bucks. So everything's a buck, and that frees you up to just browse. You're not looking at prices or anything like that. They do have some specially marked books, but those don't seem like they ever go up higher than $5 that I've actually noticed, and I actually do better on the regular shelves. I find some great stuff. So let's get right into it. I got a bunch of paperbacks to start with here, and I don't think any of them are ones I've never had before. I think I've had them all before, and now I'm seeing that the paperbacks are getting a little harder to find. So here, let me grab those. I got a box here, so they gave me so that everything's easy to organize. So, like I say, everything's a buck. The first one here is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? 1968, I think paperback 69, and this is the third printing of the 1969 paperback, who was the Signet. So, a lot of you will know this story as the movie Blade Runner, and I know there was a second Blade Runner, and I have not watched it. I watched the original one. So a very famous story, and for $1, I'm not letting this paperback get away from me. So then, let me see, I'll do these sort of together. So here I have Conan the Buccaneer. This is L. Sprague de Camp and Lynn Carter telling a story with obviously Robert E. Howard's character. So a nice little paperback to add to the collection. I've got a few of them over there. So I used to have these were very common in the day. And I used to have piles of them. So now I'm just sort of reconstituting the set. You can see here as number 6. I think they usually have ads in them. Yeah. So there's Cosmos Science Fiction Magazine. What else we got in here? These are always sort of fun. Oh, an order form for Galaxy Science Fiction magazine, and a list of the 12 Conan titles. Is this one? I don't think this one was illustrated. No, doesn't appear to be. Then another Robert E. Howard. This is Worms of the Earth. Brand McMorn. The illustrations, there are a bunch of illustrations inside here. So this has, for stories, it has a forward. Then it has The Lost Race, Men of the Shadows, Kings of the Night, The Song of the Race, Worms of the Earth, Fragments, and The Dark Man. And most, let me see here, weird Tales, most of them seems like, yeah, which makes sense. The illustrations are by David Ireland. And let me see if I can find one here. There you go. So a nice little find. Go with my Robert E. Howard stuff. Then I got a couple Edgar Rice Burroughs. I Am Barbarian. A lovely cover there. And this one's an Ace book. What was the Robert E. Howard other one? That was an Ace, and the Conan was a Ace. So the Philip K. Dick was a Signet, and everything else is an Ace here. So this is I Am a Barbarian by Edgar Rice Burroughs, Ace Books, 1967. So happy to have this to add to the collection. Like I say, I've read all these, but I don't have them. And then another Ace and another Edgar Rice Burroughs, The Monster Men. Hopefully I'm not getting too much glare on there. I'd like you to be able to see what I'm holding up, right? And the Monster Men was it's cover art by Boris. This Ace printing is February 1979. The story originally came out in 1913. So yeah, good collection of paperbacks there. Like I say, I'm pleased with them. I'm pleased with the price and the fact that they're not marking things higher, so makes you grab things. So let's go to this next one and stick with the fantasy and science fiction type stuff. This is Fantasy and Science Fiction Magazine, November, December 2020. In excellent shape. I love these digest magazines. Some ads for books. So the lead story is The Bahrain Underground Bazaar by Nadia Afifi. Regina Ratto by Nick DiCerio. How to Burn Down the Hinterlands by Lindsay Benusos. And The Gloom, Matthew Hughes. A Tale of Two Witches by Albert E. Cowdrey. And then A Civilized and Orderly Zombie Apocalypse per School Regulations by Serena Dory. There was a time when I couldn't pick up one of these magazines and without having read every single person. All right? Maybe not the story, because I just got the magazine, but there was a time when I would have read everybody. I have not read a single one of those authors. I'm out of touch, I guess. Then here we have World War II history, the Third Reich at War. They're in a Penguin trade here. So it's by Richard J. Evans. I'm always up for World War II histories. Absolutely love them. So this will go on the pile. I've got quite a few World War II histories ahead of this on the list. So I will get to this when I can. Has the photos in the middle there. You can see that. So then one of these Princeton editions. I've actually been looking for this for a while, and this particular one. This is Soren Kierkegaard, Either Or, Part 2. So I need to find Part 1, but I've been on the hunt for these, so I was willing to spend $1. This is totally unmarked. You have to be careful these things don't have writing in them. So glad to have this. I'll hunt down the other part. I've never read this. I have read Kierkegaard in when I was in college, but not this. So, and I think what I read was excerpts or something. So, maybe when I go back, the other one will be there because I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe they only read that. Who knows? Then, fortunately, this morning when I was leaving, I think you can see it right there behind me, all those Alexander Kent. And they're numbered. And I've read tons of these Belitho novels. Alexander Kent is actually Douglas Riemann, for those of you who know World War II nautical fiction. And he wrote Age of Sail under the pen name Alexander Kent. So I took a picture this morning before I went out, and I thought, if I see any of these, I've got so many different ones with different numbers. Obviously different numbers, right? But I'm a little random when I get into the later books, so I didn't know what I had. So I took a picture, and it worked out, because today I was able to use a picture and grab some from the shelf and leave some behind. The first one here is actually got different covers than those, but it's the same press. It's McBook Press, who does fantastic nautical fiction reprints. And this is Alexander Kent, A Tradition of Victory. Really thrilled to have this, number 14, which you can see right there, which I did not have. So in 1801, the Admiralty wants to prove British supremacy to the world through victory. So these are Napoleonic War nautical stuff. And then I also got number 23, Sword of Honor. I know you're getting some glare there. I just don't know what to do about it. And this is Mark March 1814, so later. This one sees Sir Richard returning from a wearying campaign in North American waters to take up command in Malta. So that's something about Malta. And then this is number 15, Success to the Brave. And this one takes place when? In 1802. Obviously right after the volume 14 I have there, which was 1801. So sort of have these wraparound type covers. I should have showed you that on the other ones. Nothing dramatic there. This one, I don't know if they do that. They do not. So maybe that's one of the changes. And then sticking with the nautical theme, Confederate Corsair, the life of Lieutenant Charles W. Savez Reed. You can see how they did that there. That must have been a nickname. It's in command of a Confederate ship. I would assume it's a raider, but I'll have to read it to find out. Anything like this nautical fiction, Age of Sail stuff, I really love. It can be the Civil War, it can be Napoleonic Wars, it can be anything. So, glad to have this. Never seen it before. Who published this? This is Stackpole Books, which you see with a lot of Civil War stuff. The author is Robert A. Jones. And this is the first edition from 2000. And he's quite a character. Take a look at him there. And he's got his dog with him, which is a good thing. All right. This next one's a bit of a hoot. I mean, I wanted the book, but then when I opened it up, I found some stuff in the book that was pretty interesting. I'll show you. So this Boldly Go, William Shatner with Joshua Brandon, Reflections on a Life of Awe and Wonder. And it certainly has been, right? In the early 60s, he's doing, into the mid-60s, he's doing Star Trek. He's done a lot of other things. And he went into outer space, which I'm sure he never thought he'd get to do, and he did, a couple years ago on Jeff Bezos' dime, which was good advertising on Mr. Bezos' part. So this is a memoir, and there's Mr. Shatner, who's in his 90s now, I believe. But when I opened up the book, so let me tell you, and it's not signed. I was sort of hoping it was after what I found. This is Atria Books, and this was from 2022. But when I opened it up, I found this little wristband thing, and it has a number on it, and it says Star Trek Set Tour, General Admission. And then it says, if I can turn it right side up here, William Shatner, July 2023, Star Trek Original Series Set Tour and Photo Op, which was really cool. So they have a place over in Ticonderoga, New York, which is right across the lake on the western side of Vermont. And I drove by it last summer, and I'm going to go this summer. I know that Vin at Revenant Reads has been there, so I want to go. I'm jealous. And then it had a bookmark here from where the Yankee Bookshop in Woodstock, Vermont. I've been there many times. So, yeah, there's no signature, but I thought the tickets and all that, I'll keep them with the books. I keep stuff like that with the books anyway. So, yeah, to Boldly Go. And then, of course, this puts us in mind of our friends in California. Here's hoping you're all safe. It's been just unbelievable, the fires out there. Just incredible to watch on the news. Yeah, that story isn't over yet. So this is Assembling California by John McPhee. Now, John McPhee is one of those great stylists. I mean, here's a list of his books. I've just picked up the Survival of the Bark Canoe, which I've read before, but I picked up a nice copy a couple weeks ago or a month ago. Any McPhee I've ever read has been fantastic. A little chart Mesozoic era, etc. And this is at various times, I don't want to. Okay, I get it. At various times in a span of 15 years, John McPhee has made geological field trips in the company of Eldridge Moores, a tectonicist at the University of California at Davis. The result is Assembling California, a cross-section in human and geological time from Donner Pass in the Sierra Nevada through the golden foothills of the Mother Lode and across the Great Central Valley to the wine country of the Coast Ranges, the Rock of San Francisco, and the San Andreas family of faults. Oh, wow. So that, I just thought I saw something. Well, they've got little drawings in here, but I just thought I saw something else. I guess I did not. So McPhee can make, he's a fascinating writer. Really happy to have this. All right, and then finally, the last book. Why? And I'm going to have to get a sticker off the front of it. Drives me crazy. And I've had a chance to have this big trade many times and the hardback many times, and I never have, and I've never read this. Every year now, so this will be the second year, and I say every year. This will be the second year we're going to do Bloomsday at the library and read parts of Ulysses by James Joyce, and then have some snacks and some beverages. And we do this at the library, and it gets a pretty good crowd. People come from around the state and then cross the river from New Hampshire to attend it. So it was pretty good time last year. And then we get to hear stories of people who've done it, gone to them in like New York or Dublin or something like that. So I picked this up. This is sort of one of the standard biographies. I'll get this sticker off. It's a horrible thing. So this is Richard Ellman, James Joyce, the first revision of the 1959 classic. And it is a classic, and I don't know why I've never read it. Big old floppy thing, so actually I'm good with that. Has, these photo inserts and that sort of thing. And we just said it's from 1959. Who did this? This is Oxford. So I really need to read this. I'm not going to read Finnegan's Wake. I know Pat is reading Finnegan's Wake. I'm not going to do it. But Ulysses, fine. I enjoy Ulysses. But so that ends it all. I'm not going to do a Steve Donahue book stack because I don't think I could hold them. So I have finished for Heinlein 2025. I finished Red Planet a couple days ago. Really, really enjoyed it. I'll do a little video about that here in the next day or so. And then I think a week from today, Sean D. Standfast is going to be having a group of us on his channel to discuss the book. So some of those folks are still reading it. Some of them have finished with it. And then next month we'll do The Menace from Earth. I've actually just got notice in an email that a paperback of that has been shipped to me. Who would pay $8 for a paperback? I guess that's what they're worth now. It's an old paperback. I'm used to getting the things for 25 cents. Now I pay $1. I still can't even believe I do that. But things change, times change, prices change, right? I just have to get used to it. So, yeah, I went and forked out the cash for a book I've never seen, right? An old paperback that I've never seen. I forked out real money for. So, oh well. Like I say, you got to move with the times. So I hope everybody's well. And I hope our friends in California stay safe, and all of you in areas that are getting rough weather or wherever you live. So be safe, keep warm, happy reading. Thank you, BookTube.